people building the democracy and talking about things 5,000 years ago.
It's just like, whoa. 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦, Alice.
Hello, Jackie.
How are you? Thank you for joining us. We're very excited to have you. If you can just tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey to AIFS as a resident director, and just some of the integral parts of your role. Just take it away.
I'm Greek. I'm born and raised in Athens, in Greece, so my whole life. My mom is from Santorini, I was telling you before. And then I came back to Greece. I worked for a few years in the business sector and then realized that the best years of my life were the student lives. So I was very happy and lucky to be able to join the AIFS family. And since 2015, that is for 6 years now, I've been with the AIFS, providing all the local advising and the local information to our students coming from the States. I've been helping them out with all the medical help they might need. I've been providing all the advising for the academic advice and being there here for them for everything they might need at any time, actually. What I tell them in the orientation is that my phone is always open. They can reach me at any time.
This is a hard question because you are from Greece. You're born and raised in Athens. But what do you think it is about our program in Greece and the setting of Athens that draws students to want to study there?
First of all, I think that Athens is a very interesting city. You know, it's one of the oldest cities in the world. It's a recorded history of more than 5,000 or 6,000 years. So it's a historical capital of Europe. It's wherever you walk around the city, you can see the monuments and pieces of work of art all over the city. For us, it's very familiar, you know, but it's not such common to walk around and see everywhere where people used to live many thousand years ago. At the same time, it's a modern city. So it has the restaurants, the bars, the clubs. It's a modern city of the new world. You know, it's Mediterranean, so it combines, it has this sunshine, so we do have winter, a Mediterranean winter, but we do have the summer as well. We have all climates, we have all seasons around the year, actually.
Right.
I will dare to say that it's a rather safe city, Athens. The crime rates are really, really low, actually. And the majority of Greeks speak English. So everything in the street names, menus, catalogs, almost everything, wherever you go, not only in Athens, but wherever you go around Greece, you're going to find everything will be also in English. I consider this to be very important when you're traveling, when you're a non-local, you know, when you want to navigate. It's very important to know and be able to do it by your own, and you can understand everything.
During the orientation part of the program, do students have an opportunity to maybe learn a couple phrases in Greek that might be useful to them in their travels? Or do you try to encourage them, like, yes, this is a very accessible city for native English speakers, but encourage them to try to order their food in Greek or ask for directions in Greek if they need them?
What I tell them in the rotation is that it's very easy to navigate, but because of the locals are very good hospitalities in our DNA, you know, and they're very helpful. We have always have the tourists and foreigners in our lives and in the cities. So all locals are very helpful. So if for any reason they need them, they will be able to get an answer. So yes, I encourage them, if they need something, to ask a local, especially the younger generations. They all speak English. I will be able to help them out and guide them through at any time.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah, it's always nice to kind of what you and I did this morning, just like learn how to say good morning and good afternoon.
Kalimera is good morning. Kalimera, which is good day, and Kalispera is the evening, good evening.
Okay.
I tell them to learn a few words, just because when they, you know, the Greeks will see that you know a couple of words, they get excited and they get even more, they want to help you even more.
You always want to try to use the native language of the country too, just out of respect. Can you tell us a little bit about the academic programs? We're at the American College of Greece in Athens. What's that environment like? Because it is an American university in Athens. So what does that kind of look like? And then some of the academic programs that are offered.
It's one of the biggest private universities, college universities in Greece, and at the same time is one of the oldest. It's the oldest actually accredited, American accredited college in Europe. It has, for us it's big, but probably for the American standards a little bit more small, but it has more than 3,500 students, graduate and undergraduate students, from more than 60 countries from all over the world. We do have an Olympic-sized swimming pool as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. There's a running track, there's soccer field, there's tennis courts, there's a fitness centers. It has very good facilities, the campus. It's on the hillside, on the foothills of one of the beautiful mountains. But at the same, it's only 30 minutes drive from downtown Athens with a bus and then the metro. You can visit downtown Athens for within less than 30 minutes. All courses and everything is taught in English. We offer a full curriculum, which means more than 1,000 courses that our students can choose. It's rather similar to the American studies that they have in their hometown universities, our students have in their hometown universities. Courses meet for 3 hours per week for 3 credits. During the semester can take up to 5 courses with a minimum of 4. And we offer also the January term, we offer the summer session. And in summer terms, we can take up to 2 courses. Everything is taught in English. So, and then the environment, we do have Starbucks in there. We do have the facilities. Yes.
How would we survive without it? Yeah.
Without Starbucks, yeah, I know. But very familiar, very similar environment. It might be some difference, if they take more exams or more paperwork, but this can depend also on the selection and the specific course every time.
I always tell students if they're looking for STEM courses, right? So anything in the sciences, biology, what have you, to look at Athens because the university doesn't focus on just one concentration, English writing or communications versus business versus STEM. It kind of covers everything. You guys have a really large menu of classes.
It's more than 1,000 courses. Can be anything: anthropology, archaeology, history, political sciences, economics, finance, market, almost everything. They recently introduced also cybersecurity and film studies. Okay. I think it was last semester only they introduced that. You can choose from almost everything, anything.
It's international students, so it's not just AIFS participants or participants from other study abroad providers, and it's just like this American bubble. It's students from Turkey, students from France, students from African nations. I mean, it's just everything. So yes, you'll have a Greek cultural experience, but also depending on who's in your class, what class you're taking, you'll get that melting pot feel, which is always something we really strive for. Are there any classes that focus on Greek culture?
It's popular can be the modern Greek or history of modern Greece, myth in the ancient world. One course that was given during the January term, and I thought it was really, really interesting, was the topography. Which was, and the students were taken out of the classroom. They were given, the professor would give them every day a different, meeting outside, and they would do the course was taken actually on the site of the Parthenon, right on the archaeological site, and the professor would tell them all the details while seeing that site. I thought it was really, really unique.
And if you've been to the Acropolis, wear comfortable shoes, guys, because it's a bit of a climb. It's narrow and winding to get up there, kind of. So make sure you wear sneakers or appropriate shoes. Don't just think on the fly you should go there one day. Plan ahead. But it's beautiful once you're at the top, and it's a view like nothing else.
Only when you're up there you realize the size of it, because we get to see it, from around the city. Wherever we stand, we can see.
Looks this big.
Yes.
And you get up there and
you realize that's the size of it.
It's that experiential learning with the classroom, what you said, we might have class somewhere in the city, or they might have to go to the Parthenon one day, or what have you. It kind of takes them out of that classroom setting and really allows them to, 1, use their navigation skills, but 2, just instead of reading things about a textbook, that can get monotonous. So it's kind of cool that they get to physically be there and experience it for themselves. That's my kind of preferred learning, is when you get to be on site. So students, we've kind of covered this, they don't have to speak Greek in order to do this program. You don't even know how to say good morning and good afternoon.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
Yeah.
In the campus, it's actually, these professors are not supposed to be teaching in Greek anything. So everything is in English. You won't need anything in Greek. And even when you're out in the city, yes, you won't need anything. Only with the English you'll be okay.
If you try to read the Greek, that takes some time, learning how to read the alphabet, because it's not the same as ours.
Some students take the modern Greek course, so by the end of the semester they are able to go out and order something from the menu and navigate around, which is very funny. You know, we go together to the restaurant and they get to order themselves in Greek. So very happy after, you know, the semester to be able to speak some Greek.
It's so empowering when you can figure out directions in another language, or you can order your food in another language and someone doesn't have to translate for you. It's like this exciting moment of like, okay, I did it. In terms of volunteer opportunities, it's typically through the university, but can you tell us a little bit about if a student wanted to get involved in the service learning, how they would do that? What are some of the opportunities that we've procured for students in the past?
So every semester they organize like a trip, it's a 2 to 3 day trip around Greece, and they can be with different subject fields. It can be with refugees, it can be with homeless people, it can be every semester it might be different. So they get to be close to the local community and have this experience through the student affairs, through the campus, through the school, organized by the school.
It's not just a great way to get involved with the university, but like sometimes, you know, when we're in a study abroad program, we're like always focused on like the fun or like the places I get to travel or the food I get to try, and all of those things are great, but it really exposes you to like what's the need of like a Grecian community. So it really like shifts a student's perspectives. To see what those needs are in other communities is really valuable to a student, and again, maybe that student will feel encouraged to volunteer when they get home. Global citizens, guys, that's what we're going for here. Housing. What does the housing look like for this program?
We offer residential, residence dorms actually. There's 3 or 4 buildings very close to the campus. It's 10-15 minutes from the campus walk. The regular residential buildings that from the outside nobody can understand that there's a dorms in there, you know, but inside transformed. They do offer a lot of services in there. They have laundry facilities for every building. There is 24-hour security. There is barbecue backyards that we do during the nice days. They're really modern and I would say rather new. These were they used to stay for the Olympic Games. The Olympic team used to stay there, yes, in the Olympic Games.
Do the international students also use the same housing, so it's kind of mixed with the AIFS participants?
Mainly it's international students living in the residencies. There might be something like maybe 200-300 people, and the majority of them being international. Because of the campus, the school being 70 to 80% is Greeks. So the students have the chance to immerse in the Greek culture and meet with Greek people, and not be like in a different community on themselves, just AIFS or just the Americans. So they get to meet with the locals and to meet with the Greek students as well, of course.
So these are Greek students that speak fluent English. So these are people you want to become friends with, because you find that one person that can show you their city, their homeland in a way that a tourist isn't going to see it, apart from you. You're seeing it through the eyes of a local versus, you know, that of a tourist. Meal plans, are they buying their own groceries and cooking? Are they given vouchers to use within the city, restaurants?
All the apartments have fully equipped kitchen with everything. They don't need actually to buy anything apart from the food that they might need to cook. Through AIFS, during the first day orientation, the AIFS orientation, I provide to them an AIFS is a regular debit card, there's a MasterCard, which has the meal allowance money in there. So they can use to buy whatever they need for the meal, cook home, or they can use it outside also in restaurants, wherever actually is the wish. It's a regular MasterCard where they can use whatever they want actually. And then they can buy also outside the school every Monday. Outside the dorms there is a farmer's market. We do have a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. And every Monday you can just step outside the dorms, outside the residencies, and get straight from the farmers the fresh products they have, which is really, really nice. They can cook inside the residencies, their own meals.
Very convenient too. If you're not somebody that cooks before you go on a study abroad program, much like the program in Greece, and you have a communal kitchen, maybe you'll start. People try to like replicate the recipes that they experience in the restaurants, and no, they don't always come out as perfect, right? It's a learning process. There's a learning curve there, but yeah, you might.
At the same time, yes, we do have also a restaurant, a very good restaurant inside the campus, which is one of the, yes. It's a very good restaurant with a gold class organic kitchen. It's one of the best dining facilities actually in Greece, catering services, and they offer the services inside the campus as well. So most of the students also, they can buy from the restaurant the meal, using the meal card that we offer as well, and they can either have the lunch or dinner inside the campus, and they can take it back at the residencies.
Yeah, and Athens is diverse enough of a city. It's not just Greek food. You can find like Turkish food, you can find like Asian food. Like there's opportunity for you to eat outside of just the Grecian food.
We love food, yeah.
I love Greek food. Feta cheese. I remember ordering a salad once and it was just a block of cheese. But it was amazing. And now I won't take my salad any other way.
Souvlaki, did you have the souvlaki?
Oh, souvlaki. Yes. Can you tell us about some of the excursions that you guys take students on? Day trips, weekend trips, summer versus spring and fall. What are some of those trips?
During the semester, we offer 3 day trips, and we have the optional ones as well. The students can sign in. During the semester, so it is, we're doing the 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦, which is the Temple of Apollo. It's a 2-3 hours drive up in the mountain, up to a ski resort center, actually. We get to have a guided professional tour there. We get to see all the monuments, and then we visit the small town village, the ski place. We have a traditional meal there with a 4-course meal for all of us. We visit the 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦, which is the oldest capital, the first capital of Greece, actually. And when again we have a nice walking tour. It's a beautiful small town. And during both semesters, just in the spring we offer it in the beginning, while in the fall we offer it in the end of the semester. We visit one of the Greek islands, one of the many Greek islands, but the ones that are very close in Athens. And this might be 𝗟𝗘𝗧, it might be 𝗟𝗘𝗧, it might be Poros. So we take a boat. It's a 2-3 hours boat ride, and we visit one of the islands where we get to spend the day. And the reason we're doing it either in the beginning or the late is to have a good weather and be able to swim in the waters and enjoy a nice day at the island. These are offered during the semester. During the sessions in the January term, we offer the 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦. Again, we're visiting the mountain and the Temple of Apollo. For the optional ones, which one is the Ksunium, the Temple of Poseidon. Very nice. It's a temple at the edge of the cliff, overlooking the Aegean Sea. So if the weather is nice and clear blue skies, you get to see also the Greek islands in front of you. During the summer sessions, we're doing the 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗍, which is the temple, the kingdom of Agamemnon and the Trojan War, where it was the famous Troya. And we're doing again the 𝗟𝗚𝗧, which is an 𝗟𝗚𝗧 trip, which is the temple of Asclepius, which is where people used to go and heal. It was a healing center. It was a god of medicine, the Asclepius. So we get to visit these ancient monuments, and we get to see them with the 𝗟𝗚𝗧, which is the famous for its acoustic stadium, where drummers and performances are taken even today during the summer times. If we are lucky, we might be able also to see a performance in a theater that used to be 3,000 and 4,000 years ago. Used to be there and perform people there.
And they still do that today.
Yes.
I've been to Aegina, Poros, and Hydra, and they are all stunning islands. Santorini is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. You know, your mother is from Santorini. I remember there was one island. It might have been Hydra. We went to like the top of the island, and we had to take donkeys to get there.
This is Hydra. This is Hydra. This is where we're going as well.
There's 9,000 islands in Greece. Do you have a favorite or one that you recommend to students that they cannot pass up?
Mykonos and Santorini, it's not by chance that they're the most famous one. They're really beautiful and they're unique. Yet you can visit Santorini for one day, spend one night there to see Santorini, then you can hop on to the next island, and with 2 hours boat ride, you can visit the next one, spend one more night, and maybe visit the next one as well. Paros, Naxos, Ios, Folegandros. I mean, I can just recommend a ton.
She'll have to make a list for us.
I recommend students, depending, on their wish, wherever they should go on the weekends.
And it's affordable to do. Most of those ferries are fairly reasonable.
And the flights, depending on the season and depending on availability, you can find also cheaply. Maybe you can find sometimes the same type of flight or the same price that you would be with a boat ride.
If you don't want to be in a boat for 6 hours, if you're prone to seasickness or anything, probably not the way to go.
We decided and organized the 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗓 and the 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗓. Which is, 𝗦𝗢𝗓 is a unique, this is on the mainland. So we visited the 𝗦𝗢𝗓, which is monasteries on unique cliffs. Actually, you've seen them through the Game of Thrones. This has been inspired, this inspired the Game of Thrones. And we have again a tour with a guided tour. And then we visit Thessaloniki, the second capital. This is a 3-day, a 2-night trip, actually the optional offer. Thessaloniki is nice. Very vibrant, with a lot of young people. It's full of clubs and bars and restaurants right next to the sea. It's a very vibrant, modern city. Where we get to visit, apart from the local museum, there we get to visit also 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗓, which is the tomb is a UNESCO World Heritage. Also, 𝗦𝗢𝗓 is a UNESCO site. This is where the tomb of Philip, the father of Alexander the Great, was found. It is probably one of the best museums I've visited so far because it's right inside the tomb. It's really, really unique as a location.
And that's in Thessaloniki?
Thessaloniki. It's 3 days that we spent around there. And it's nice with a bus because you get to see the mainland. You get to see the mainland and the suburbs of all the area around the Greece. And I know it's something that the students wouldn't be able to do it by themselves. So we offer this opportunity to travel by bus and have an organized trip around the mainland of Greece.
Is there one of the excursions that you guys have held that students rant and rave about, that's their favorite?
𝗦𝗢𝗓 is really, really unique, and also I'm very much in favor of the guides. It's very important to have someone and give you all the details behind it and describe you all the history. It's not just watching something and seeing something that you don't really understand, or you might need to have studied before. You need to open and be prepared. But if you have a guide and it's there to give you all the details, it's fascinating.
We're going to do we call it a lightning round, a speed round, call it what you will. So I'm going to give you a word, and if you want to give me the first thing that comes to mind when I say that word in relation to Greece, have at it. So the first one, I don't think you can find one word. Food.
Souvlaki, feta, tzatziki, olive oil. Yes, for everything that we organize in the cultural activities or in the excursion, everything, we always have a group meal together after that. And through these in these meals, I try to order most of the menus. So that the students get to try most of the stuff, most of the Greek things. What I tell them is they don't have to like everything, but it's good to try. It's part of the experience to try it, since food is part of the culture of every country, of every nation. It's very important to experience that. Otherwise, if you go to a new country, if you don't know what you order, you're going to end up ordering the same stuff that what you eat back home. The thing is to be able to try new things. And it's nice when at the end of the semester, the students get to know what they want, what they like, and they can order themselves the Greek thing that they have tried the previous time in the restaurant that we visited the previous time, and they know what they want to take, have it for another time, or when they're out themselves, they know what they can choose from a Greek menu, from a Greek catalog food.
I want other people to know what it is. What is souvlaki?
Souvlaki is pita bread rolled, and inside it's considered to be like a full meal because it has the meat that you can choose to put in that chicken or beef, whatever you want to put there, and it has also the 𝗟𝗧'𝗦𝗓, which is the dairy product with a lot of garlic. And it has also your salad of the day, which means that it has tomato, it has onions. So actually it's a full meal wrapped in a piece of bread. With this, you're supposed to have all the ingredients that you need in one day.
Yeah. What's the difference between that and a gyro? Is there a difference?
The same. No,
It's the same. I love Greek food. You know what? I didn't even like olives before traveling there for the first time. Now I love them and they're on everything. So
we consider to be very, very healthy. We consider it to be, you know, a
Yes.
gold treasure, you know, which is very
Yes.
good for your system. And okay, it has a weird taste in the beginning, but once you get used to it, we have a lot of olive oil. We use it everywhere. It's not a delicatessen for us. It's
Yeah.
every household has liters of olive oil to cook.
Transportation. We talked a little bit about this.
Easy.
Easy. Okay.
From the campus and from the dorms, actually, you can the students can take a bus from the local bus stations very close. In the orientation, we get to go together and show them exactly which station they stop, how to get the tickets, how to get to the metro, and which station again to get off. So we navigate, you know, the first couple of days to show them exactly. I also advise them to use the taxis because they're rather cheap in Greece. The metro is very easy. Again, it's rather cheap. You can use it for an hour and a half, and it's only $1, $150. It's a modern metro station, again built during the Olympic Games, so it's less than 20 years old, but it's full of Greek marble. It's very nice and new and clean and white.
It's like empowering to figure out like the local transportation.
It's easy, it's cheap, it's convenient, it's everything in English again. You cannot get lost because everything is shown there is also in English, so it's very convenient.
This is always a hard one to ask the RDs because you guys are this, but locals. What's a word you use to describe the locals?
We have hospitality. It's like it's in our DNA. Since antiquity, it was it was a moral privilege, a moral obligation to treat non-locals and to have them feel nice as if it is a home. So we have it actually in our DNA, I think. So I would say for the locals, yes, very friendly and welcome. They want to help you, you know, especially if the young students. I know that there have been cases that they come up and tell me, Alice, this happened, and they help me out a lot, or the grandmama took me on the hand to show me something, or they want to treat them very nice at the restaurants or the local tavernas that they get to go, and they give them also treats and desserts, and they understand that they're doing it from the heart.
The locals are really like proud of their culture. They're proud of their country. They want you to like love it the same way that they do.
They want to make you feel good and nice, to satisfy, you know, that yes, you're having a good time here, and there you are, they're going to show you.
Landmarks, historical or natural.
Parthenon.
The Parthenon,
It's like there's something there, you know, it's not by chance that Athens has had all this. It's a place that democracy was born, philosophy. It's not by chance. It has some kind of energy, especially the area around the Acropolis. You get there, you can kind of feel this.
There's like a presence there.
Yes, there's some kind of an energy.
It's not haunting, but it's just like, whoa.
People building the democracy, and they're talking about things 5,000 years ago, so it's really, really unique.
They preserve everything really, really well. Like they want this landmark to stand the test of time.
The new museum, they have built a new archaeological museum of the Acropolis one, and it is really, really amazing one. So all the valuables, say, they have moved in, and they're protected in there. So you get to see in the museum all the details, and then you visit the site, Parthenon, the site up in the hill, and you have a nice view from the city as well.
Architecture.
In architecture is a Greek word, right? But again, Parthenon is a monument itself showing the architecture coming from antiquity. It's evident all over Greece. From the antiquity, even today, how they have evolved and how they have changed in the cities. But I believe that the ancient monuments are the ones that really show the architecture.
So this is a question I don't really prepare you with. Students are constantly learning from our RDs. That's what, you know, you guys are there for, to kind of be that support, that liaison, but also to teach them about your culture as much as you possibly can. What's something that you have learned from students?
what is really unique is I try to show them the city and the country through my eyes. But then I realize at every time I get to see also through their eyes, experience the city and the Greeks and the local and the culture through their eyes. So it's a relationship that it's not only me showing, but they're teaching me as well. And every time is different. Every time is unique. They are different, I am different, everything, every moment is different. So it's never the same. Every semester, every session is, you get to learn different stuff and different things.
Yeah.
Sometimes the students tend to ask me, are we the best group? Are we? But I tell them that every time is different and unique. They teach me and I teach them, but it's this is like a relationship that's never static. It's never the same.
It never gets stale because every student, let alone every group of students, but every student kind of experiences it differently. The teacher becomes the student. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Alice. I'm out of questions. How do I say thank you in Greek?
That's a difficult word. Ευχαριστώ.
Ευχαριστώ. All right. Bye, Alice.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jackie. Nice to see you.